Reports reaching us from across the Federal Capital Territory today paint a deeply troubling picture of the ongoing Abuja election. What is happening on the ground, according to first-hand accounts, raises urgent questions, not just about today's vote, but about the future of Nigeria's democracy as we approach 2027. Eyewitnesses report widespread irregularities across several polling units in Abuja. According to information coming directly from voters and party agents, there are allegations that members and supporters of the All Progressives Congress have begun manipulating the electoral process in ways that severely undermine credibility. Reports indicate that results are being counted and written manually at various polling units, with no visible electronic transmission of results taking place. In multiple locations, voters claim there is no active e-transmission of results to any central system. This has sparked serious concern among citizens who believe transparency is being deliberately weakened. There are also reports that political thugs are actively intimidating voters. According to eyewitness accounts, individuals who are not perceived to be supporters of the APC are being chased away from polling units. Supporters of opposition parties, including the African Democratic Congress and others, are allegedly being prevented from voting in certain areas. Ballot snatching has reportedly occurred. Physical fights have broken out. The atmosphere in parts of Abuja has been described as chaotic and rowdy, with tension dominating what should have been a peaceful democratic exercise. Even more disturbing are reports that several people have been wounded in clashes at different polling units. Yet, according to those present, security operatives in some areas are allegedly doing little or nothing to stop the violence and intimidation. Massive vote buying has also been reported. Sources claim money is being openly distributed to influence voters. Those who refuse to sell their votes are allegedly denied access to vote. If true, this represents not just malpractice, but the systematic distortion of the will of the people. The absence of visible electronic transmission of results has further fueled suspicion. Citizens observing the process say results are being manually recorded and written, raising fears of manipulation during collation. As of the time of this report, there has been no official response from the Independent National Electoral Commission regarding these allegations. There has also been no formal clarification about why electronic transmission is reportedly absent in affected polling units. The critical question now is this: if this is the model being used today in Abuja, what does that mean for the 2027 general elections? If elections are conducted under an atmosphere of intimidation, violence, manual result writing, alleged vote buying, and selective voter suppression, then what kind of democracy are we heading toward? Many Nigerians are already debating whether today's events represent a blueprint for 2027. If the current model is normalized, where electronic transmission is sidelined, results are written manually, and security forces are perceived as passive, then public trust in the electoral system could collapse entirely. Democracy survives on confidence. Once citizens begin to believe that outcomes are predetermined, participation declines, voter turnout drops, youth engagement disappears, political tension rises. If the 2027 elections are conducted using a model where electronic transmission is not transparently deployed, manual collation dominates, vote buying is unchecked, opposition voters are intimidated, security forces are perceived as inactive, then the long-term consequences could be severe. There is also a growing political debate about leadership responsibility. If election malpractice is perceived to being tolerated or indirectly encouraged by powerful political actors, including the presidency or the Senate, the implications become even more serious. When citizens believe that those at the highest levels of government are benefiting from weak electoral safeguards, it deepens distrust in institutions. It shifts political competition away from policy and towards control of the system itself. If Nigerians begin to believe that electoral rules are being shaped to favor one party, it raises fears of a creeping one-party dominance. And history shows that when citizens lose faith in ballots, political stability becomes fragile. If what is being reported in Abuja today becomes the accepted standard for elections going forward, the consequences could include increased voter apathy, heightened political violence, more legal battles and post-election tribunals, greater division between citizens and institutions, youth disillusionment with democratic participation. Nigeria's democracy has faced challenges before, but each election cycle presents a choice: strengthen transparency or weaken it. Electronic transmission was widely seen as a tool to improve credibility and reduce manipulation. If it is abandoned or inconsistently applied, suspicions naturally grow. The 2027 elections are expected to be highly competitive. If the environment mirrors what is being reported in Abuja today, rowdiness, alleged intimidation, manual result writing, and vote buying, then the legitimacy of future outcomes could be heavily questioned. And when legitimacy is questioned, governance becomes more difficult. Many Nigerians are now asking, is this the new normal? Is the country moving towards a system where thugs, security compromise, and political influence determine outcomes? Or will institutions respond, investigate allegations, and reinforce electoral safeguards before 2027? The answers to these questions will define not just the next election, but the future of Nigeria's democratic experiment. For now, the situation in Abuja remains tense, with reports still coming in from multiple polling units. This is a developing story. And if today is any indication, the road to 2027 may be one of the most contested and consequential in Nigeria's history. Stay with us for more updates.